Our tantric energy is a rare connection that when shared enhances synthesis of our organic chemicals. It's past the physical, expanded limitless, witchcraft and wizardry which bears resemblance ancestrally. Since antiquity had their hand in our bag spiritually, grasping the last drip from the glass of the grill, spilling and filling up there, sipping it. Feels like the last testament, reptilian amphibians concealed as our past presidents. This is America's antithesis. You think the masses really feeling these trash lyricists? Nah. When a man in a badge prejudice killing the grandchildren of women that sailed from distant lands with their hands and wrists and clasps, unaware and ignorant of the terrorism, the tears and the mass lynchings. Just enter the gram of Twitter and click on the tag racism and witness barbaric images. Still they be sparing Zimmerman. I'm scared we living in the end of days. Our headspace should be cleansed with sage. When the temple's praise filled with death and flames, what help is Medicaid? The seeds of our wisdom bearing an empty vase. Between your head and brain there's vast differences, such as the guns blast, leave unrational bloodbaths, the heat give you a suntan. It's just math, I'm dumb planned, but on one hand I'm Atlantis above land. As long as God give my lungs air, I'll be Gucci like LaFleur. If I ain't pun's air, I'm up there. I ain't no upscale, I'm a drug scale weighing dub grams. I'm son of Sam for Lil Pump fans, I'm son of the man upstairs. I was summoned to this planet from somewhere, I don't know. I saw God in my dream, he appeared demonic. I'm on the right path, devil trying to veer me off it. Say some real shit, periodic. Geometric universe made of spheres and boxes. It's all ideas and concepts. This beat is dear departed. I paint pictures so your ears could watch it. Of painful winters when my tears was falling, evaporated on my face from the hellfires. She yelled to the sky like Jeremiah. It's just a self-reminder. Who held me high when will was dire? Who theorized like Aristotle? Who shielded my eyes from fear of blindness and tell me lies for $1 million? Cast spells upon them and the spirits on them. Spill my heart into the melting pot and peer into the cauldron. Ain't steered me wrong yet. No paranoia, be wary. The clearer the waters, the healthier eels the spark. Is she scared? That's my guilty conscience. Will you stop it? Just cut it like knife razors. I'm going through life changes and higher up price ranges and brackets with right angles and practicing white mages and satellite data from NASA's flight hangars. Stockbroker used to be a night trader, to altcoins from running with lost boys, to writing like Tolstoy with the ballpoint. I got the bitch all moist like she made the wrong choice, like a strong doink, smoking a raw joint, like give it a false joy, like a gargoyle come to life now. I pull light out of that dark void. As the sun's reflection brushes up against the tons of questions come to my head since I was young and reckless. Unprotected sex with one intention other than to get in touch with heaven. Like when my loved ones left and I sent a bunch of texts that's never gonna be read, like the ones from my exes. Once I exit from what exists, like the young ex did, they'll see me as such a blessing, like the number 7. But I'm number than him. It's a game that can't be won like Tetris. It just piles up forever, waiting for the dust to settle. We just got so much potential, wish that we could come together. I have too much love to measure. We had too much blood been shedded, seen more shots than Curry Stephen. Guess it's teaching us a lesson why we need the guns and weapons. Took us to another level, doing the work of the devil. It's dumb in general, they're building an army and Trump's the general. It's us against them, so why we busting metal each other's direction? Then you get cut for a sentence, or for the paper they made into money to trick us. That is the struggle we live in. Now you go asking the Lord up above for forgiveness, knowing he wasn't gonna listen. Back then you weren't a Christian, what are you switching? All because you stuck in the system, thought you were thug, you were killer. All of the dope and the drugs you was dealing, you took them yourself. Got you mumbling lyrics, you looking at what you become in the mirror, like what in the fuck's in this cup that I'm sipping. But that is the shit little pump ain't gon' mention. And worry about shit that I'm common collected. I gave up on sending them comments on Insta. A lot of my chest is like common lecture. He wearing that makeup like Aubrey or Mystery. Claim that you trap out the bando. I feel like I'm Thanos and kill the whole Marvel Avengers. Yeah. My thoughts in a million places at once, they accelerating. Just like a snail that's racing with bugs, I don't hear the haters. Them I stay elevated above, just like pillowcases. They sleep on me till I'm waking them up. They'll need yellow tape when I'm done. All the L's I've taken like rust. All the failure, pain, and the struggles, what really gave me the hunger that salivate on my tongue. What my lyrics paint over drums. You can't illustrate with the brush, I can't celebrate with a cup. Now our chill was taken from us. I be irritated as fuck. All the jails and cages and cuffs, and the killers waving the guns. Just a little taste was to come. Someone come from sun and make all of our pain undone. The shit feel on my shoulders like it weighs 1 ton. I'm in the underground, still in the same dungeon. I remain untouched, never gave one fuck. And I know some young ninjas like to swing nunchucks, and you don't have the answer either sway, no one does. Maybe one day when it sums up, but by then I'll defy death. It's not high techers and docs med, just like Bob said, with long dreads behind his head. One love. Yo, allow me to regroup, reach far in the earth, pull out the deep roots. This for my homies that never had it in them to leave stoops. This for all the young ones that the police shoots. This for the officers that died on duty, I bleed blue. Whose side are you on? The people. This for the generals that oversee overseas troops, and the celebrity model bitches that got them leaked nudes. I know that cream rules, I know the world is probably gonna end when Russia unleash nukes. Still we gon' give the latest gossip and T-views, and consider TMZ news, and exhume the mummy's tombs. Cause the strong win and the weak lose. Life's a mystery and we clues. Look at the history they teach schools. You disagreed as an industry for your sheep's wool. You just a mouse to the eagle. They bout the clout and what seems cool. They say they bout it, I have my doubts that they speak true. Omega Alpha comes out my mouth over beat loops, and repeats like the same old. The beast and the halos, the demons and angels feast at the table. Camilla Cabello, my ego on beast mode for C notes and pesos. Change the whole game like aiming the remote and cable. Beats like this, I KODs like I'm J. Cole. I'm better than any rapper with they teeth full of rainbows. I'm better than any rapper sipping lean, you ain't Wayne bro. I'm better than any rapper with the single on radio. I'm better than any rapper, it ain't a reach that I say so. Hit it from the back, make her reach for her ankle. Pull up with my amigos like Quavo, king like I'm Nate Cole. These rappers act hard, but if they got a crack charge, they'd probably sing like they Dej Loaf. These rappers sweeter than mangoes, I'll stomp them out like some Beatles. No Ringo, the president should've been impeached like a day ago. If I was president, I bet the streets would be paved gold. But I know they'll end up reaping what they sow.